Has starred in such movies as Blue Velvet and Immortal Beloved, and currently you can see her in her latest film, The Imposters. Please welcome the very talented and beautiful Isabella Rossellini. Thank you for...
how respectful you are. He's very respectful.
He is respectful.
I heard you at the beginning.
No.
I did.
I didn't know the guests watched the show before that. I thought they just wandered in here.
I watch it just to see what you say, if you ever mention me. But you mention me with respect.
Always respect.
I intimidate you boys. I like that.
You do intimidate us, yeah. Well, you know what I will say? This is very... You've been on the show many times, and you have this aura of great calm and peacefulness. Is that really European, do you think, or Italian? Just this, everything's going to be fine. Everything's calm.
Yeah, maybe Italians are a bit like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be all right. I don't have to worry. You know?
Well, I mean, I went to Italy, and I remember, you know, Americans were so uptight. And when I traveled there, all the stores closed in the middle of the day for like 3-4 hours. Everyone goes home, eats a giant meal, goes to sleep.
Exactly. No, we do. And we open the store when we want, and it's closed, and when you want to close it, it's a little bit hard shopping, but...
Well, I couldn't get into a shop anywhere. I was walking around, and everything's closed, like, for 4 hours in the middle of the day.
Yes.
And, in fact, they were never open, the stores.
And in August, everything is closed for the entire month, because everybody goes away.
Why can't America be more like that? We're always scrounging and working. We're all cranked up. Why can't we just have a little wine in the middle of the day and just chill, baby, chill? Don't you think it'd be better?
I don't know.
Well, because I've noticed, take, for example, the Clinton scandal. Yeah. Americans, horrified, outraged. In Europe, they're saying, oh, come on, there must be others, you know? They're, you know, what's
in Europe, they understand it. They say, what is it all about? What is it all about? They can't get it.
Because they're all the leaders. They're all swinging all the time, right? Is that pretty much how it works? Is it, no?
I guess that there is, not that there is a little bit more tolerance, you know. Wives get upset. You know, there too.
They tend to get upset about a mistress, yes. Never understood that. So touchy, yeah.
I guess they
just, I think Europe's been around longer. They've seen more. They're sort of like, whatever,
the thing
you know?
The affair, surprises them.
Yeah, that we would get so upset about it.
Yes, it is. It surprises me.
Really?
Even after 25 years of America.
Yeah.
Do you know what it makes me think?
What?
Because my parents had that a little bit, you know, not a lot. I mean, I don't know how big because I was too little. But when my mother, she was married and fell in love with my dad, and she was still married and had an affair with my dad and became pregnant and decided...
It was a huge... I mean, America was a scandal.
She was chased out of America. She couldn't come back for 8 years.
Yeah.
The Senate took a stand against her. Now, nobody... I'm sure my mother wasn't proud to have betrayed her husband, to have done it in the wrong order. She should have forced divorce. Then instead she got pregnant first, then she got divorced, then she got remarried.
It's all about the order things happen, pretty much.
But the reaction was much more, I think, of a sin than the original sin, which is unfortunate, but it happens.
That's
you know?
this country, though. Well, you brought up something that's interesting to me, and that's that you... I have only known international fame and beauty for several years. I didn't grow up... I didn't grow up this way. You had famous parents, and it probably had some effect on you. How, does your fame affect your children, do you think? How does it make their lives different?
I think it's hard. I think it was hard for me. You know, when I went to school, I used to say to my classmates, but how famous is my mother? And I wanted to have a kind of a thermometer. You know, I would say, is she as famous as Joan Crawford? And they would say a little more, a little less, or Greta Garbo. They had to give me the dimension because I didn't understand it.
See, I do that with my girlfriend about me. I'm like, I keep her up all night. I'm like, am I more famous than Al Roker? And she's like, no. Jim Varney from the Ernest movies? No. You can laugh. But anyway,
and then my children, I think, have the same thing. With my daughter went to school. The teacher, she was little at the time, she must have been 5 or 6, and the teacher was teaching her to memorize the address and their phone number in case they get lost. And then the teacher interrogated the children, and she asked my daughter, you are at the airport and you get lost. what do you do? And my daughter, who didn't follow at all any of the teacher's speeches, said, oh, I sit under my mother's poster because, you know, I'm a model and I've always had this poster advertising something. Because she believed that all these posters in the streets, in the highways, in the airports are mommy and daddies. And they're photos of the mommy and daddies in case the children get lost. They go underneath the poster with illustration of their parents.
She thought this is a great system that my parents have figured out. That's terrific. My mother has put posters of herself all over the place in case I ever get lost.
I just go there and sit, you know, somebody will come and say, oh, that's your mommy. I've seen her around the corner.
That's a great system. That's a terrific system. I went last time, this has happened a few times on the show. You've been on, and we know that you're fascinated with animals. You love animals, and specifically bugs.
Bugs, yes.
Bugs, you love bugs.
Yes.
What's something I didn't know, I'm always surprised that how interested you are in bugs, specifically the sex life of bugs.
Oh, no.
This is your hobby.
It's so scandalous. Forget Clinton.
What these bugs are up to is nuts.
Bugs is amazing.
Well, what's the latest story?
When you read it, it says a difficult word, so you don't understand it. But if you look at the dictionary or if you learn this difficult word, then you know the facts.
Let's get into this. What's your latest fact? Because last time, honeybees.
Honeybees. Okay, we get the honey. We'll see them all the time.
Right.
Do you know now? You know that they live in colonies, and there is a queen. The queen is the only one that has babies. These babies, some of them are the male. They make love to their sister, who's their mother, who's everything. Completely incest. When they make love to her, they penetrate her, and they lose their organ. They die. They bleed to death.
Their penis comes off?
Comes off. They make love to the queen, and the penis comes off.
Do they get it back at some point?
They die.
They die?
They die.
I was hoping at least it has like a return address.
They use it as a plug to keep the queen from mating with another one. But then the other one comes, unplugs the queen, and does the same thing, and he dies.
And then he dies, and his penis breaks off.
It breaks off. Yes. That's the way the queen gets pregnant. Isn't it amazing?
I took a class, an etymology class, when I was in college, and it was boring. If you had been teaching it,
because they must have said words that you didn't understand, you know. They must have said words that, you know, you say, oh, what is it, you know.
Right.
So, no, that's what it is.
I love, too, the way you say it. Oh, get this. Like it's some scandal, you know, on a street corner. Come here, I'll tell you about the honeybee.
It's pretty scandalous.
It is.
It is.
The movie, we have to talk about the movie The Imposters.
Yeah.
We had Mr. Tucci here. Tell us about it. And it really does sound like a fun movie. It's a farce.
It's a farce, yes. It's like a movie from the 30s, you know, the Marx Brothers. It's that kind of humor that it's completely wacky, you know. And it was fun to do. It was really fun to do. And, you know, Stanley's a great, I mean, I have a very, very, very small part. But Stanley's a great talent. And I always think it's the hardest film to make. It isn't the first one, it's the second. Because the first one, especially if it turned successful, as it turned out to be, Big Night.
Big Night was a huge success, and he put that whole movie together.
Film.
Yeah.
But the second one, you have to prove yourself, and it's always hard, because all of a sudden, they judge you as if you are a very experienced director, as if you had 10 films under your belt, you know. And that's why, you know, all of us friends, we came around Stanley, but he was successful this time too. So
it's a great cast, and it's a lot of the acting is very silly, I guess. Over the top, and he encouraged that, right?
Oh yes, he even had an award. The gold ham, I think it was called the gold ham. He had a big ham that was painted gold, and at the end of the week he would give it to any of us that really overacted the most, and I got it. I won.
You're like Gallagher in this movie. You're smashing pumpkins, and so he's encouraging it. It was fun,
It was, yes, absolutely.
Well, the movie's The Imposters, and it's in theaters right now, and we always have a lot of fun when you come by. Please come back again.
Thank you.
Isabella Rossellini, everybody. Thank you for doing it. Really. David Arquette is coming up, folks. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.